Hello guys, Craig from fixitfallows, and as you can see I'm sat here in my LEVC TXE London taxi. Done a couple of little videos on this before, and to be fair I've not really had too much to do on this vehicle. Probably one of the best, no, not probably, it is the best taxi I've ever had in 25 years. It's just is too expensive. Anyway, let's not get into that. Right, well today I'm dealing with a little issue I'm having with the parking brake. Get a rogue message come up on the dashboard every now and again. It's kind of intermittent. So let me see if I can capture it on video and show you what's happening. Right, so here on the message screen on the center console, it's currently 13:27, so this message was generated 5 minutes ago. We get parking brake, and then when you click on it, it says temporarily unavailable. Okay, so this comes up a few times during the course of my day. It can actually go weeks and weeks and weeks and not come up, and then all of a sudden it comes up more frequently. Various different suggestions as to what can cause it, and the main culprit seems to point towards the parking brake. Now in every other respect my parking brake works perfectly fine. The auto hold works perfectly fine. The brake disengages perfectly fine. Certainly the start stop button there, that all works perfectly because that is actually all the same unit, all integrated. Okay, but what happens is, like for instance here, I'm in neutral, I'm parked, and then I disengage the parking brake, all perfectly good, and then there we go, it came up, parking brake temporarily unavailable. And if we go back to the message screen, we've generated a new message there, 13:28. Okay, but the parking brake worked, and I can re-engage it, and I hear the parking brakes at the rear go on, and if I put my foot on the brake and disengage it again, all good, go to reverse or pull away, and this time it hasn't done it. Okay, so it's kind of intermittent. Now the braking system is made up of many components. You've obviously got your brake down in the footwell that's got sensors on it. That's connected to your brake servo, which is kind of accessible or viewable from inside the engine bay about there. That's got some stuff on it. You've obviously got the parking brake switch here, which has got a wiring loom that goes off to the central computer. And then at the back of the vehicle, you've got your rear hubs, and they've got the electronic parking brake modules on them. Okay, they're actually working, but who knows, maybe they give a slightly rogue signal back to the central computer. Who knows, but they're working. So it's a bit of a needle in a haystack. There are other suggestions have been it literally is a software glitch. I mean, this started happening when I had the 6th annual service and they done a software update, and lo and behold it started then. So maybe it's a software issue, but no one seems to be able to spread any light upon this for me. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just try a process of elimination, and if nothing else this video will serve as a way of showing you how to change this parking brake here, this parking brake switch. Okay, because I think other drivers maybe experience the switch actually breaking. Does it come away in their fingers? I don't know, I've not experienced that myself. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to access in here, how to take off this module, show you the part number on the back, which is a Volvo part, and I've actually sourced a used Volvo part, which I'm going to switch over to see whether the same thing is happening. Okay, so I can't say I'm sat here and I'm overly confident that this is going to resolve this from happening, but you know, give it a go, let's see. Right then, so this switch here and this knob is actually all one piece. In fact, this surface here that you can see is actually the switch itself. It's not part of this covering. So this unit is offered up to the underside of this plastic case, and it's just screwed in. So we need to lift this out to access the underside of that. But to lift this out, all around here it's just clips in. But if you lift up your little lid there, it shows 4 Torx headed screws. This has to come out in order to get all of this plastic out. Okay, so you're going to need a T25 Torx, as you see, goes in like that, and I'm just going to take out those 4 things and lift that off. So let me do that. Right, okay, so there's all 4 bolts out, and that literally just lifts off now. Right, with the lid off, we can now just prise this up. Just pulls up, like so. So we can lift it from the back. One more clip there. And with a little bit of manipulation, we can rotate it a little bit and tilt it. What we really need to do is now be sat on the other side in the luggage compartment area, and we can get a better view to the underside. Right, so here we are in the other side of the vehicle. There's my rail. I've taken off the drink holder there, and I've also taken off my computer docking cradle there, just to give me a little bit of access. And as you can see, we can lift this up. Now there's a series of connectors there that go to your lighter socket and your USB ports. This here is the underside of your parking brake switch and engine start, and there's your wiring loom and plug. And on the far side you've got your gear selector, and there's a corresponding clip wire connection that goes to that. Now should you wish to, you can disconnect these cables as appropriate if you wanted to lift this whole unit out. I'm actually going to undo the retaining screws carefully with it all in situ. Okay, so there is actually 5 screws that hold this unit in place. There's one here, one here, and one on the corresponding side out of shot, another one there, and another one on the corresponding side, and they are Torx T20s. And I found that if you just get your Torx bit like this, if that's how you have them, you can just do it by hand. They're not in there tight. Okay, you see that they unscrew out. What you want to ensure is you don't drop them down in there, so it might be a bit tricky to find them. Okay, it might rattle through there. You can always open that up and see whether they fall in there, but you want to avoid that if at all possible. So I'm going to take these out. Okay, there comes the first one. So this one's actually a machine screw. You can see it screws into a metal ferrule in there, so it's got that nice tight thread on it. And I believe these ones are more like self-tappers or plastic screws. Take that one out. Oh no, that's like a machine screw as well, but a slightly different size. Okay, so that one that come out of the far end is a bright silver, like a chromed finish, and it's longer than that one, which is a bit dull. That's there. Okay, so that's 3 out, and then it gets a little bit more tricky for these ones here, but let's get that one out. Bearing in mind I'm doing this whilst holding a camera, so it just goes to show it can be done. There we go, there's number 3. I might have to put the camera down for these 2, so please bear with me. There goes number 4. And here I am reaching around to the 5th one on the far side. This one is probably the trickiest one to get to, and I fear I will drop this screw, so let's see how I get on. And there it is. And there we go. If we turn it over, you can clearly see the Volvo details there, and then this sticky label with a parts number. There's also a QR code there, which I think will probably take you to a parts list for Volvo. But whilst these units, they all look the same, some of them do have different numbers ending on the end of this P number. Okay, now I put that number in, and I found one for sale on eBay. It come out of an XC60, I think, a Mark II XC60. I paid £35 for it. I've got it, and it's got exactly the same part number. So I'm just going to unplug this one, plug the new one in, and see what difference, if any, this makes to my parking brake issue. Okay. Right, so here we are. There's the one I've just taken out of the cab. There's the wiring loom and plug. That's the one I've taken out. This is my new one, or my second-hand new one. If I turn that one over, and I turn that one over, there we go. You can see the part number ending 819, and then on the new one, again ending 819. Now the next number down, 23W291, slightly different from that. I guess that's a weaker production possibly, but to every other intensive purposes they are identical This new one actually came with the plug, because they literally just cut it straight out of a salvaged vehicle. And when I compare the wiring to that wiring, it's all the same. So let's just plug this one in and see how we get on. Okay, so there's the new unit. Let's take the plug, offer it in, it clips into place. And I think for the time being, I'm just going to put 1 or 2 screws in it, just to hold it in situ. Okay, I've got 2 screws in there, one at the back there, one at the front. That should hold it in place. Just going to take that out. I had that there just to keep the cover up out of place. Just going to offer it back down. That can stay like that. Going to get back in now and see whether the car poops itself with the new unit. I hope it won't. See whether it starts, see what happens. Right, so here we are outside the vehicle. Let's unlock it. Let's get in. Okay, well that's good news. The dashboard isn't alight like a Christmas tree. The centre dashboard, the centre console is waking up. Let's let it go through its processes. Well, once that's all woken up, we'll engage the ignition. So, right, okay, let's put our foot on the foot brake. Let's engage the ignition. Okay, it's all come on. And oh, straight away, temporary parking brake again. So, let's go to messages. Yeah, look, 1413. Straight away, this new replacement or second-hand replacement parking brake switch assembly has made no difference to the particular issue I was having. Well, that's disappointing, but I can cross that off the list. Not, you know, crazy amount of money. I spent 35 quid. Okay, I can rule that out of the equation. Parking brake still works perfectly fine. I just get this random message. So anyways, if nothing else, maybe this is showing you how easy it is to replace this parking brake switch assembly and of course the start stop button there. So if you have this issue, you can see how easy it is to do. Just so you know, when you're putting this all back together, you literally just push down on these edges and you feel them clip into place, and then put your lid back on and the 4 bolts back in there, do them up, and you're all good to go. For me, back to the drawing board, but for the time being, thanks for watching. Please give me a like, thumbs up and subscribe. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers, guys.